Hello, YouTubers. Alaska Prepper here. Guess where we're at today? We are at Alaska Rare Coins, and many of you have been asking to meet the famous Mr. Jerry from Alaska Rare Coins. Now, Jerry here is the owner of Alaska Rare Coins, and what I want to do today, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot of people have been asking me questions about silver and gold, and how do they purchase it, how much should they pay, and all those things. So here, we're going to talk to Jerry today, to the beginners. So if you're a beginner investor in gold and silver, i.e., remember, disclaimer, I am not a financial investor and neither is Jerry. So anything that he says or I say, don't take as financial advice or financial investing advice. All right, that's over with. Let's carry on. So Jerry, a lot of my community members are asking, and mostly ones that have never really dabbled into the precious metals market, if they were starting out and they wanted to just start collecting some silver or gold, a little bit at a time, what recommendations would you have? Like, for example, if I came in here and I never purchased any silver or gold, what would you tell me to do as far as what kind of silver should I purchase? Why should I purchase it? Like, for example, should I purchase it because I want to hold it for a long time, or because I want to go ahead and turn it over a month later if it goes up in price $2? Things like that. Go ahead and give us your take on it, and then maybe now and then I'll break in and ask you a question.
Okay. When it comes to silver, I tend to like 1 ounce silver rounds, we call them. And the cheaper the better. When you're purchasing, you find out the spot price of silver and you pay the least premium you can over that. In normal times, that premium would be anywhere from about $1.50 to $2.25, somewhere in that area. It's in the last year, it's gotten higher. Up until really a year ago, we were at $1.50 over spot and less in quantity. But in the last year, it's got up to as high as $3 over spot, fell back to $2.25, and now after the Reddit fiasco of a week ago, and the premiums are really high again. You're looking at about $4.50 over spot on it right now, which is pretty high. But the name of the game, the least amount of premium that you can get over spot. I am not a fan of things like the American Silver Eagles. They're very popular. Canadian Maple Leafs, Austrian Philharmonics, and competition like that. Mint products tend to be more expensive. One of the reasons for that is the primary distributors of mint products. There's 10 companies in the United States that wholesale that or buy that from the mint directly. And then all the other dealers pretty much in the U.S. buy from them. They have to pay a premium to the U.S. Mint. They get allocations also. They're only going to get so much of a product. So right now, the American Silver Eagles are in big demand, and so the premium has gone way up. When you go to resell that, chances are you're not going to get or recapture much of that premium that you paid to buy a Silver Eagle or a Maple Leaf. So again, I buy generic.
All right, so Jerry, can you go ahead and explain to everyone what the difference between spot price and the price that you're going to pay for physical is? Because a lot of people don't understand that when they see the spot price, for example, on a popular site like Kitco, or if they go to SD Bullion and see what the spot price of the metals are, and then they go to buy a physical ounce of silver or gold, they see a really large disparity between the spot price and the actual price they're paying. Yeah. So can you explain what the spot price is and why? And you've already explained why the premium is high, or why the premium is what it is. Pretty much the premium, if I understand correctly, represents the supply and demand for the physical. And the spot price is the price that is set for what I like to call fake silver or paper silver. It's usually set by the LBMA, is it? Or the SLV? Mm-hmm. So that's the difference between the spot price and the price that you actually pay for the physical metal. Is the price that is being set by the paper market, which is the spot price, and then to that you have to add the premium. Those two together is what you're going to be paying whenever you go buy physical.
Right. It costs companies money to make a product, to fabricate some kind of a product. So let's say the spot price is $20. For them to buy a blank, a raw blank, to buy the machinery, to strike a coin, to put it in packaging, to ship that somewhere and pay labor for it, you're going to be paying somebody more than spot for it so that you have a commodity that's transferable. And it's amazing to me over the years how cheap that has actually been. Like I said, up until about a year ago, we could sell it at about $1.50 over spot. When you think of all the costs in between getting it to your final customer, that's an amazing spread. It's very tight. Now it's higher than that right now because the demand has outstripped supply, and that's basic economic theory. But that's why you're paying more than the spot price. You have to pay somebody somewhere to make a product.
Right. Now, Jerry, what is your opinion as far as what's the best place to go buy physical? If you're a newbie and you're getting into buying precious metals and you're going to buy physical, would you recommend that they go to an online dealer or that they find a local coin shop? And I always tell my community members, if you're going to find a local coin shop, make sure that you develop a trustworthy relationship between the coin shop and yourself, because one day you may have to sell that silver back. And you want to understand that you can trust the people that you're selling it back to, and that you can trust the people that are actually selling it to you. Make sure that what you're getting is real. So would you recommend that someone that has a local coin shop near them go to the coin shop or get from an online dealer?
Actually, probably both. You should always compare the prices. I tell my customers I don't want to lose a sale to an online dealer. If you see a price out there, let's check it out, make sure it's a legitimate price. Oftentimes you'll see prices posted, but they don't have the product. And so it's not a legitimate price. It's kind of a come on to put you into some other product. But I don't like to be beat. And so I will try to match the lowest price that we see out there. There's a website called comparesilverprices.com. They do the same with gold, comparegoldprices.com, where you can get a pretty good idea of what actually is going on from dealer to dealer to dealer.
Okay, and one of the reasons, now correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the reasons why I think that you, ladies and gentlemen, the best prices that I can find anywhere is here. I've never been able to beat the prices that Jerry offers here with any online dealer. And one of those reasons is this. Now, this is what I think. You purchase coinage or silver, bullion, and gold from the community. And when you purchase it from them, you're either going to purchase it at spot or sometimes maybe even a little bit over spot, but not too much. So when there are online dealers that are purchasing from wholesalers that are charging that high premium, since you're able to purchase that coinage here from the community at spot price, then you're able to offer a better price out the door, unlike the online dealers do.
That's true. Ideally, if this were a perfect world, for every ounce of silver I sell, I would hope that one walks through the door and I can buy that. Because then I don't have to buy through the exchange, and I don't have to pay the premiums that we normally pay. So you can be very competitive. The problem is that you usually end up selling more than you can get walking through that door. And that's the trouble with almost all the businesses in the U.S. that are in the same boat. So sooner or later, I have to buy through the exchange. You're going to have to pay the regular going rate for it. But we all deal with the same primaries for the most part, and we're all paying the same price, so we should all be competitive with each other. But some people just charge more than others.
Now, do you think that someone should be buying physical metals if they want to turn them over in a hurry? Like, for example, let's say the price of silver goes down to $30 spot and premium altogether, but someone comes in to buy 500 ounces of silver because they think it's going to go up to 32 next month and they want to come back and sell it. Do you think that's a good idea?
Not usually, no. People come in here to my shop, they sold the house and have a lot of cash, they want to park. And they say, well, I'm going to put it in silver, gold, whatever they're into. But I'm going to have to come back and sell it in 3 months or 4 months. And I say, you shouldn't do it. I mean, you're gambling pure and simple then. You're not in control then. If you are a patient person, you'll get your money out of any of the metals because of the way they cycle. Sooner or later, you're going to get your price. But if you are forced to sell it in 3 months, you may not get your price.
So in your opinion, precious metals in the physical form is more for the long term and more for preserving the value of your labor in that metal or the value of your dollars in that metal?
Yeah, I think some of it is just to have some metals as an insurance policy.
There you go.
That's
excellent. Yeah.
If you buy more than that, then speculate on it. Absolutely. If you see a cycle where it really goes up and it goes up fast, I almost always sell into cycles like that because they're usually followed by a down. Where it gets more confusing is when, as the years go by, it just slowly keeps on going up. Then you're establishing a new base, and that's a little more difficult to try and feel out that market. But yeah, to me, it's just an insurance policy. But at the end of 6 months, instead of not getting anything for that check that you wrote to that insurance company, you still have something,
Right.
and something that I think will do you well over a period of time.
Outstanding. So what do you think about constitutional silver? Or junk silver, as they call it, because it does come with a less of a premium than your regular bullion.
Junk silver confuses some people. They don't understand how to do the math on that. All it is are old U.S. coins, 90% silver that they made up until 1964. But there's a finite supply of that. So the premium you pay for that is extremely volatile. Right now it's very high. You could probably do better buying 1 ounce generic. But sometimes when the market is soft and the premiums of that come way down and it becomes attractive again. But they can't make any more of it, so you're in a little different market than you are in buying a generic 1 ounce silver round.
Now, to educate the public out there, from what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong, when you're calculating junk silver or constitutional silver, for every $1.40 face value of constitutional silver, that's usually equal to about 1 ounce or 1 troy ounce of pure silver, right?
Yeah, that's very close.
So what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is if you are buying junk silver, like what I did today, this is my stash for today, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm walking the talk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing my part to beat the bankers. So what I did today is I came in here and I said, what's your junk silver at? And Jerry told me 21, was it, Jerry?
21 times face.
21 times face, meaning that for every 10 dimes, I'm paying $21. So how do I know if that's a good price when compared to spot and the premium that's being charged now? So right now, the premium on bullion and spot together is $32. So for this right here, for this bullion coin, which is a 3 ounce coin and it's beautiful, I paid $32 per ounce for that 3 ounce coin because it's generic bullion. Now for these dimes right here, when I calculated what I was going to pay for these dimes at $22 face value, I went ahead and added up what it would be for 14 dimes. And it came out to $29 and change. So right now, by purchasing these instead of more bullion, I'm saving almost $3 on the spot price of silver. And these, the silver inside of these, ladies and gentlemen, is just as pure as the silver that was used to make that coin. So there you go. You know that $1.40 in constitutional face value equals roughly about 1 ounce of silver, for those of you that wanted to know that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and maybe we'll come and bug Jerry again one of these days so that he can answer them. We'll have a Q&A for Jerry. All right. Hey, thank you very much, Jerry, for taking the time. And ladies and gentlemen, if you live in Fairbanks, this is, what's the address?
551 2nd Avenue.
551 2nd Avenue, right off of Cushman. If you live in Fairbanks and you're looking for PMs, or if you're looking just for gifts and stuff like that, come on over, because this is an awesome place. Look at this. That's Dick back there, and he's just hanging out. No, this is a laid-back place to come to, ladies and gentlemen. So if you live around Fairbanks, come on over here and give these guys some of your business. All right, thanks again, Jerry.
Thank you.